We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A.
Sam Fullwood III once mocked the O.J. Simpson trial, saying, "It has race, sex, money, power, athletes, beautiful women, police, courts, chase, mystery weapons. I can't think of any theme or subplot in any movie that has all this." Fullwood's description of the trial was just what the media was playing on, creating a media frenzy. The media coverage of the O.J. Simpson trial for the entire country to witness made the trial as public as possible, and everyone had an opinion. But was the coverage following ethical journalistic standards? Analyzing media sources from 1994 to 1997, the research suggests the coverage rode and likely crossed ethical lines on ethical news values, objectivity, and bias using photo and video journalism. O.J. Simpson was on trial for the murder of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and Ron Goldman. The 11-month trial ended on October 3, 1995, when Simpson was acquitted. For 134 days, news media outlets covered the case and even aired the trial on television. TV news channels' ratings spiked when they covered the case. Jacqueline Sharkey noted in an AJR article that when ABC tried to switch back to regular programming during the trial, ratings dropped dramatically. The Simpson case was one full of drama, and it served as entertainment for the American people. However, were journalists neglecting their job of informing the people about important issues if they were just covering the same thing every single day? Former Washington Post staffer Stephen Kleidman said, "The public has very clear needs for certain kinds of information to be able to make political, social, moral judgments. The news media operate under an obligation to provide it." With the frenzy that was the Simpson trial, each day an overwhelming number of journalists were inside and outside the courtroom. Each network was in competition for the best and quickest story, so not everything was checked for accuracy. Journalists neglected their ethical values of sharing the truth and news with the American people that mattered in a democracy. The media coverage strayed from an objective point of view at times because the media's focus was on the race and fame of Simpson rather than the murder trial. Because the media coverage was so extensive in the courtroom, the lawyers involved in the trial played this to their advantage. The focus of the case became race, and the lines were split so that blacks believed Simpson was innocent and whites believed he was guilty.
White and black Angelenos often had opposing points of view, like these from Rocco Spinelli and Iona Diggs.
Cases like this in other states would never get off. Just in LA only, because of black pressure. It's the black pressure to let these people go.
OJ is not kin to me, but justice is served today.
Throughout the whole process, photo and video journalism standards were ignored, and every single event was recorded in history. This includes Simpson being handcuffed when he was not technically under arrest. The journalists invaded privacy and showed Simpson in a false light. Ethical questions were raised once again when Time magazine published an altered photograph of Simpson's mugshot on the cover. The photo on the cover had been darkened, and many argued that the shadows made Simpson appear more sinister and guilty. Because race had already been brought into the trial, Time was even called out for playing on racism. On June 25, 1994, Time responded to the backlash against the magazine cover. In Time's response, Matt Mahurin claimed he was given the photo and asked to interpret it for himself. Time also tried to reassure the critics that the photo was not meant to be taken as the original, but as a photo illustration. However, this was not noted until the credit line at the bottom of the third page of the magazine. Overall, the trial received more coverage than any other event of its time, and still remains a popular source of entertainment for Americans today. The media frenzy caused by the O.J. Simpson trial crossed ethical lines of journalism with extensive coverage that didn't follow ethical news values and strayed from objectivity.